school football in St. Johns County has reached the end of the regular season. Tonight's games will end the year for several teams, but I want to talk about the teams that will be playing beyond tonight. Menendez, Bartram Trail, and St. Augustine. 3 teams, 2 of those lock up playoff spots last week in some pretty big games. Bartram Trail, a 42-18 win over Creekside in a do-or-die game. Bartram Trail needed to win that one to reach the playoffs. They did. And our player of the week comes from Bartram Trail. Derek Taylor, cannot say enough about him. 3 touchdowns last week, 230 yards rushing. Just an amazing game for Derek Taylor. So he vaults the Bears into the playoffs. And they needed some help from Clay over in another game at Nice. Clay 42, Nice 28, knocked the Panthers out of the playoffs for the first time since 2003. So Nice is staying home. Clay gets the district champion spot. And those 2 teams, Bartram Trail and Clay, come out of a wild and crazy district. St. Augustine, a 62-6 win over Palatka, not even close in that one. The Panthers finish a very, very down 0-10 season. St. Augustine 9-0, going for a perfect season, their second perfect season in a row tonight at home against Ridgeview. Menendez, we'll talk about Menendez a little bit. 29-20 win over Palm Coast Matanzas last week. Really a game that was close for 3 quarters, not in the fourth. Menendez holds true to its tradition, blows up in the fourth quarter with just solid performances from the offense and defense for a big win there. 29-20, Falcons clinch a playoff spot in District 4-3A. They'll go on the road to play Clay in a couple weeks. Creekside, as I mentioned, lost. They're out of the playoff chase. 42-18 loss against Bartram Trail. St. Joe, a huge win. 2 62-6 wins last week, one by St. Augustine, the second by St. Joseph over Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind. Scott Jones, a big game. He broke the all-time rushing record held by Charlie Lopez at St. Joseph. So congratulations to Scott Jones there. As I mentioned, 3 teams from the county going to the playoffs, so that means tonight's games mean very, very little. St. Augustine trying not to get players hurt against Ridgeview tonight. That should be a lopsided game there for the 9-0 Yellow Jackets. St. Joseph going to Mandarin Christian. Really not a big game there, just St. Joseph trying to play for a win, and actually a bowl game next week. Providence hosting Ponte Vedra. Ponte Vedra just trying to get through this season. They're 2-7. They were off this past week. The Sharks just trying to make it to the finish line in year 2. And probably the best game involving county teams. Creekside will host Menendez. Creekside has a lot to play for, even though it's not going to the playoffs. The Knights have a chance to finish 5-5, the first 500 record in program history, so a big one for Creekside. Menendez also just trying to get over that 5-win mark. They're 5-4, chance to finish with another winning record for the Falcons, so that should be a good one tonight. Last but not least, Nice playing for pride. They're going to Jacksonville Lee. Lee, a little bit of a tailspin this year for the Generals. They're 2-7. Nice is at 3 wins. Could make it 2-4 with a victory tonight. But Nice, obviously, a little bit of disappointment after going to the playoffs every year since 2004. That wraps up another edition of high school football in St. Johns County. We will be back with you next week to talk about high school playoffs with 3 of our county teams involved. Man.